Hello and welcome to Dead Letter Movie Chat episode 15, recorded
Woo!
January 18th, 2015. I'm Tim,
I'm Andrew.
and we're going to talk tonight about Tim Burton's new movie Big Eyes, starring Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz. We actually managed to
We actually got to see this
yeah,
one together for once.
which was a welcome change.
Yeah,
We're quite a ways apart right now, physically
yep,
speaking. So,
indeed.
no,
So,
this is a movie. It's based on the true story of Walter and Margaret Keane, uh, who were artists and art dealers. Um,
in the Bay Area in the late 60s and 70s. Well, yeah, more 60s, yeah. They, Margaret Keane is popular for these big eye paintings of children. And this is all about how her husband takes credit for it and basically everything off of that. This is directed by Tim Burton, and it's the first time he's done. I think it's the first time he's done anything based off of like real life since Ed Wood. I think I'm not 100%.
yeah,
And
yeah, that's where this is a departure for him. This really isn't like anything else of his I've seen. There's a little bit of his trademark surrealism, but it's very understated.
very subtle.
And because this is a true story, and
Hmm.
it's such a bizarre story,
Yeah,
it totally fits for Tim Burton, and
right.
I think they did a pretty good job telling it. Uh, Christoph Waltz was just did a great turn as Walter Keane in this
And
movie.
Amy Adams is very interesting because she plays this very. Amy Adams is a woman that, for the most part, is very. She usually plays very strong women, women that, and to see her play a woman that gets played and knows that she's getting played, it's very interesting to see her do such a subtle job. I mean, not like she's over the top, but I mean, like she's very subtle in comparison to Christoph Waltz, who's very, you know, big, and
Yeah,
it's.
yeah, they both got to show some range in this movie,
Mhm,
and
and I
that was a
think
lot of
that's
fun
pretty
to
cool.
watch.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about this is one of the like I remember when Dark Shadows came out, there was a big feeling of maybe Tim and Johnny need to have a break. And the interesting thing about this is for the most part, Tim Burton isn't working with anybody that he's worked with before. I mean, at least as far as I can tell and remember.
Yeah, except
I've
for Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman, and the two guys who wrote the screenplay are the two guys who wrote Ed Wood, which was, like 20 something years ago, or 21 years ago now,
Yeah,
I guess,
it's been a
or I
little
guess maybe
while.
just 20 years ago when this movie was made. So, I mean, it's interesting to see, Tim work with new people. And I have seen every one of his films in the cinema, with the exception of Ed Wood, since Beetlejuice. So it's, I've seen quite a lot of this man's stuff, so I know his style pretty down pat, and of course everyone does. I would say it was refreshing to see Tim do something new.
It was.
And
It really was. And both Tim Burton and the score by Danny Elfman. If I hadn't seen their names plastered all over the opening credits, I would not have guessed that this was either of their work.
well, the thing is, Danny Elfman usually I think Danny Elfman actually has a pretty good range. It's just that we associate him with Tim Burton so much, we think we think the Danny Elfman that scores Tim Burton movies, and since this was such a different Tim Burton movie,
Yeah.
Danny got to work and got to do different music for once. Um, so I think that I don't know. I think it's all around. It's new. It's refreshing. It's good to see new stuff happening. The performances are. It's actually a very funny film. Um, and an interesting thing about it is that you can now have. I think it would make a good double feature with the similarly titled Big Fish. Have yourself a Tim Burton big double feature, which is also good with the Tim Burton Johnny Depp plays guys named Edward double feature between Ed Wood and Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that nonetheless, I think it fits in very well with the rest of his catalog. I would say it's probably at least in his top 5 films that he's ever made. Um, and it's a shame that it didn't get as much like any Oscar attention at all. Although
Yeah,
Amy Adams did win the Golden Globe for it, so that is saying something.
it is. It is. So I'm inclined to agree. I mean, this was good, and it was really, like you said, refreshing to see Tim Burton stretch in this way, do something really off the beaten track for him.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was good, not great. I mean, as much as I enjoyed Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz's performances, I don't think they elevated the material. Um, they carried it, but I the work as a whole didn't quite gel enough for me to really call it great.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel as well. It is very well made. It's very
Yeah,
good in many
yeah,
ways. If I was going to give it like a letter, I would actually say it's almost on the cusp between a B plus and an A minus, but it's
yeah.
probably more a B plus, probably.
That's my feeling as well. Actually, I was going to say, B plus. This is a very good movie. It's worth the time. It's not necessarily a must see,
Hmm.
but if you're going to the movies, this is a worthwhile pick.
Yes, and even the Lana Del Rey songs are even pretty good, as much depending on how you're into that barbiturate pop stuff. But it's I still enjoyed this. It's weird to me that everything is awesome. A song that is designed to be awful is nominated for best song, but Big Eyes is not. It's just interesting to me.
Yeah, I can't
Um,
decide if that's a fit of irony or ignorance.
I don't know. We're
Either way,
yeah, we'll discuss that at a later time.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, we
yeah,
will. Boy, will we.
yeah.
So, B plus, A minus ish.
Go out and see it. It's a good time.
Yeah, yeah. Or catch it later on video.